All right, now that we have a real a real shadow outline, let's take care of this part, the surface number 3. Because the surface number 3 is the darkest one. But now you don't have to think that because this is in shadow, it's enough to make a dark gray and that's it. No, because here there is a lots of things are happening. You have the darkest spot, the lightest spot, and you have also reflecting backlight. Because the environment, there is always this light that is in the environment. Here is very strong, but you still have that light here. So what's going to happen between this surface, the environment light, and the shadow reflecting into the cube? We will see. We will see it now. So, first of all, I make my base. You know, I am very used to with this technique of making a basic gray. Helps me a lot to manage it, to judge the degree of gray that I have to use. And now if this is a value 5, here I have to go to a value 7, 8. Thank you, Galvarino. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey guys, if you want to offer me a coffee, the thanks button is there. Thank you. Alright, so now let's be concentrating on the surface number 3. This is very important because once we do this, everything will just look like perfect. I mean, nothing is perfect, but it will look good. Okay, so let's do it. So now this time I have to go dark. Don't worry, I fix. Now I'm pushing harder because I am asking my brain to feel the right dark gray as a base. And after that we will work on the shading to make sure. Okay, so now I go darker. And of course the top part, this one and this one, will be darker. That's normal. So we will go from dark in diagonal to light, going this way. So that's what I will try to do. I'm trying to check the shading quality to make sure that it doesn't look like hollow, or problematic. Let's see. Okay, it looks pretty good. There is still something here that is not good in this area, so I'll fix it. Okay, now we have a real feeling of this side in shadow, and as you can see here, it's quite dark, and then coming down gently becomes a dark gray, but not ultra dark gray. So we see the difference between the top part and the lower part, which is a little bit what's happening here. But when we look at those three now, we realize that this one could be a little bit darker. So let's do it. Okay, so wait just a second. Okay, so you see, now it's not bad, but here it's too light now. It's almost like white of the paper, and we cannot see any distance difference between the background and the object on the top. This means that this part also has to be a little bit darker, just slightly darker. So I will do it. Look, now we really see the three surfaces. You see? Okay, so now we have our cube, but we are missing the cast shadow that Gora asked me correctly to modify. So now we have our cast shadow, and let's make it a cast shadow. So how the shadow is going to behave, Remember, if in this shading the cube, we went always from dark to light, dark to light, dark to light, the cast shadow will be doing the same thing, because the cast shadow, it's on the floor, it's on the table, but it's also affected by the environmental light. And it's also influenced by another thing, which is the cube itself, because the cube that it's onto the cast shadow, it's creating a sort of reflection in the cast shadow, it's affecting that cast shadow. And now we are going to discover how. So the cast shadow is going to be the darkest spot, you know, the darkest shape of this composition. So let's do it. So once again, I start with my medium dark gray all over. Okay, so I have my medium gray, right? But what I will do now, I will really take care of that shading to make sure that we have the feeling of depth. The depth is not given only by the perspective, it's given also by the shading that we apply to our illustrations. For car sketching or car renderings, the same thing. So let's do it. As you can see, I'm hitting hard now. So I'm thinking about this dark light of the cast shadow surface. Now it is normal that what is happening here, the farther you are in the cast shadow, the lighter it will be, because this is the block that is creating the shadow. And all close to the block, in this area, it will be darker. But as long as it starts going in depth, because of perspective, the shadow will lose power and will become a little bit lighter. And that will give the idea that the object and the cast shadow shows how far or how close or how, I don't know, how high or short is the object in three dimensions. Okay, so let me keep on going. A little bit darker here. Because what we have to do, we have to make sure that we have a good distinction between the object and the shadow. Okay, so as you can see, now it's very clear. Dark light, the difference between this surface and the shadow, you can see that there is a big difference. So big contrast here, big contrast here, big contrast there. If I do this, you can see the 3D-dimensional feeling. Same thing here. Okay. So what do I do now? First of all, I will clean those lines. So let's clean the lines. This is something that in general you would do also on your car sketches. The moment where you clean up the lines. And now I will show you another thing that not many people do, but I do because I like it. It's a nice effect. Now look what I do. You see that line? Here I am preparing the part where I have a reflection of the cube inside the shadow. And the shadow reflection of the cube will be reflecting onto the surface of that cube. Let me make a good point and you'll see. Okay, so first thing I will do, I will make this triangle really dark. So let's go darker. Okay, can you see the difference between those two? I show you closer. There is a little difference there. Now let's apply that reflection of the shadow onto the surface. Because the surface is flat, it's like a mirror. Then we leave a little bit of space for the little highlight. You see that triangle? That's the reflection of this part inside the vertical surface. And now let's make it in a way that we can understand it, which means darker. If this was made of chrome, that would be black, pure black. And one thing we have to do, we have just to make sure that this one, it's a little bit shaded, you see? Not ultra defined, because this is a matte object. You see, look. Wow, this is cool. Now you have the 1, 2, 3 rule on a cube, respecting the theory reflections, the light direction, this is light direction, and cast shadow direction. So this is the shadow, and this is the object. Surface number 1, number 2, number 3. Number 1 is the lightest. Number 2 is the medium surface, which means the real color of the object. And the number 3 is the surface in shadow.